welcome back to the STEMulus. I'm Steph, and I know it has been forever, and I am so sorry. There's a very good reason for it, and I will get to all of that. I'm having to film this video very quickly in the morning before I make a run back down to launch base for the third time, and I will explain why that is happening in just a little bit. So where the heck have I been for the last couple of months? Well, basically, launch base happened again. For those of you that were around last year, you may remember that things got crazy and I went on a couple month hiatus from the channel about the time we were getting ready to send our satellites to Cabrera for our first launch, and kind of the same thing happened this year. Basically, a couple months ago, our customer approached us with a very aggressive schedule and asked us to meet it, and we said, yeah, we'll do that, and damn, we did. We immediately split into two shifts, swing shift, day shift, went to working 5 or 6 days a week. I took swing shift again because I am not a morning person and did not want to be in the office at 6 a.m. But that meant that I was working till at least midnight every night, if not later. I spent some nights there till as late as 3:30. So we were working hard. And on those 1 or 2 days off, I relaxed and I don't regret it at all. I didn't do anything for the STEMulus, which I did feel bad about, but honestly, working long hours, changing your sleep schedule, working really hard, and just being under a lot of duress for the schedule really takes a toll on you physically. So I would spend a lot of my time sleeping. I'm also trying to lose weight, so I spent a lot of time doing meal prep. And yeah, I didn't do any STEMulus work because I just really couldn't afford to, and I didn't have time to, and I'm really sorry. But the good news is that is all over, at least for now. Hopefully in a year that next launch phase will be better. Fingers crossed. But like I said, I'm going back down for my third time. A couple of weeks ago, we took our first trip down to Vandenberg Air Force Base in Southern California to prepare our 6 satellites, 6 this time, for their October 17th launch. I think October 17th at 2:37 p.m. is our current window. Watch this space and also the Twitter and the Facebook account for the STEMulus in order to be updated, because as you know, sometimes rocket launches shift, and I will keep you guys posted. But we are currently scheduled to go on an orbital Minotaur-C on October 17th. So like I said, we went down, we spent the first week unloading and testing them. It was a very different experience from Cabrera in some ways, but also similar in terms of timeline and testing. One of the biggest differences is the facilities. In Cabrera, you have massive buildings, massive high bays where you're testing the sats, and then you push them down this massive hallway to another huge high bay where you do fueling and you do mating to the flight adapter, and then after that you load them onto a truck and move it over to another huge building. And here that's not the case. We basically have 2 high bays that are next to each other, and that's what we spent all of our time in. Since there aren't that many facilities, we work in close proximity to the rocket. The actual solid rocket booster is sitting next to us, fully fueled, might I add, and we're never more than 50 feet away from us. So needless to say, safety precautions are taken to the extreme out there. No cell phones allowed on the high bay because of radio frequencies. Nothing that transmits. Of course, no smoking in the facilities, which is not a huge worry for me, but it's just super cautious at all times to make sure that there are no sparks generated, since we're sitting right next to a rocket, a thing that could very easily kill us all. And it was very hot the first week. We hit triple digits, I think, most of the days, and it was just sweltering in the high bay. And on top of that, our clean tents pump air from the top of the bay down out of the bottom of the tent so that nothing that's on the floor like dirt or grime will roll up under and get on the satellites. But basically, if you're sucking air from the top of the building, heat rises, you're sucking the hottest part of the air down and pumping it into the tent. So our poor dudes are sweating in clean gear. I was just like I would come out just drenched in sweat, and it was just gross, and I would feel like I needed a shower after 5 minutes, and I would still have to be in there for another 30-40 minutes, and I felt so bad for the mechanical guys that were in there full time. I felt even worse for the prop guys who were in full up gear with like the self-contained breathing system, rubber boots that would just like fill up with sweat. It was so bad, and I was so relieved. We actually, once we got done with testing and most of our mechanical work, we handed it off to the prop guys. And one of the nice things about being in the United States this time is that we got to come home. I got to drive the 4 hours back up to the Bay Area and have a couple days off. And I took them, and it was lovely. Didn't go into the office. I had planned on starting STEMulus work on my 3rd day, and on the 3rd day, I got a call from the boss that I needed to go back down to Vandenberg a day early. Basically, this trip was to get the satellites onto the flight adapter and then put them into pre-launch mode. So all of them have been powered up for the last time, and then put into pre-launch mode and powered down. So the next time that all of 6 satellites will be powered up is in space, which is kind of an emotional thing and kind of a weird thing to get emotional about, I guess, but it's cool. And now what am I going back down for this week? Well, battery charging. We have to go down once a week to charge the batteries, basically drive the 4 hours down, chill and read a book, I guess, for the couple hours that the batteries are charging, and then drive the 4 hours back. So I'm making an overnight trip of it, and I will be heading out as soon as this video posts. So if you're watching this, I could very well be driving down to Vandenberg Air Force Base right now. So that's launch base. Like I said, after this, we're just charging batteries. The electrical team has been rotating through on who has to go down, so I might take one more turn on launch week so that I can be down there in an official capacity. We're not, I don't think, taking more than like maybe 1 or 2 people down there officially, so I might try to weasel my way in and be that person, but we will see what happens. But like I said, October 17th at 2:37 p.m. is the launch window as of right now when this video posts. So keep an eye out. I will let you guys know if something changes. If I'm not down there in an official capacity, I will probably still be trying to get down there to find a place to watch, because rocket launches are awesome and made infinitely more awesome when it's your stuff on the rocket. So obviously I will make an effort to be there. For those of you that might be wondering, I'm not going to be releasing a vlog series on this launch base. I'm sorry. I just kind of thought about it, weighed the options, on top of the super aggressive schedule, which made it very difficult to decide to film. There just wasn't a whole lot of content that would be different from week to week, and like I said, we're staying in the same building. There's not a whole lot of moving around, and I would just basically be sitting in my hotel room updating you guys daily on what we had done, and I didn't think that that would differ enough from what I filmed down in Cabrera to make it interesting. And on top of that, since we're still in the United States, there's not a whole lot of like adventures that we're taking, like when we went to the islands or when we did the river trip in Cabrera, to kind of serve as filler material to be something that would interest you guys. So I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be doing that for this one. I will kind of weigh them individually in the future to see if there is like any way that I can create something original and interesting for you guys and not just be the same test cycle over and over and over again in different locations and different hotel rooms, if that makes sense. But sorry if that's something you were looking forward to. While I may not be posting a vlog series for this launch base, never fear, I have plenty of content in the works. I actually had Post-its all over my desk that I would write on during swing shift if I had a video idea that would come to me. So I have a STEM history video that I've been researching for quite a while. I have a new topic talk that I might change the name of. We'll see, but stay tuned for that. I'm doing, of course, a twist-em, another topic talk, I think, and so just lots and lots of video ideas that are going to be coming down the tube shortly. I'm hoping to get the first twist-em posted this weekend, but that might be a little bit of a tight fit because I am going to Geek Girl Con in Seattle for the 2nd year in a row. Hooray! And that is this weekend. If you are in the Seattle area and you want to come to a really awesome convention, my favorite convention that I've ever been to, please come see me at booth I-119. I will be there. You can say hi, get a high five, get a hug. It's going to be awesome. On top of that, I will be selling t-shirts. This t-shirt specifically, hopefully I will have them all by the time I leave. Right now I just have the smalls and mediums that have been delivered, and something's up with like my large XL and 2X shipment. So I may not have any larges. I do have some leftover XLs, 2X, and I think even a 3X of the black shirt that I sold last year, which is just basically the shirt in black, and I will be bringing that just in case. But the super amazing human Rob Cabrera of Creative Squirrels has done an entirely new poster package for this year. I will be selling those at the booth, signing them if you do so desire to have my signature on something. But yes, please come see me at Geek Girl Con. It is my favorite convention that I have ever been to. You might be sitting there going, Geek Girl, that sounds like a bra-burning, man-bashing place. But honestly, it's not at all. It is a wonderful celebration of women and geekdom, while also being just an inclusive space, whether you're a person of color or an LGBTQ plus person or a disabled person. It's really just an inclusive space and a celebration of diversity and geek culture, mainly focused on women, but also just in general making sure that everybody has a wonderful experience. Like I said, inclusive, and just one of the most original cons I've ever been to, and I love it so much for that. It was such a refreshing experience to go and meet many young women last year that were interested in STEM, and just to get to talk to them and share my story and hear their stories. It was just, it's a life-changing experience for me. And Geek Girl Con is so great about focusing on STEM, so obviously it's just a natural fit for me to continue to go back to this. I was super stoked to go last year, and once I arrived and saw what it was all about, I knew I had to come back this year, so I will be there. Please come see me. Like I said, I will be selling merchandise there, but if you can't make it and you still want to help support the channel, good news, there are now even more ways to do that. So I'm sure many of you have heard that wonderful line about how engineers make tons and tons of money, and I am here to tell you that that is not consistently true across all fields, especially in aerospace. I make enough money to pay my bills and live comfortably, but also the stimulus costs money, and that's something that is coming out of my personal pocket. So for any of you that buy t-shirts or have bought posters from me in the past, you have helped shape the stimulus and make it what it is. And like I said, I have even more ways to do that now. I have actually started a Patreon page for the stimulus. I will include a link in the description down below, so feel free to check that out. I have set up different reward tier platform things. I'm still new to this, so the terminology may not be great, but I am looking forward to seeing the community build and also being able to get really cool prizes out to you guys. Even if you can't financially back the Patreon, just getting the word out about it is so helpful. And you guys, everybody that tunes in and watches, I appreciate everything that you do to support the channel. I just want to say a huge thank you. Take a moment really quick to say thank you. Even if you just watch the videos, you're helping me generate ad revenue. If you share my videos on Twitter or Facebook, or show your friend and get them to subscribe, or if you bought a t-shirt or a poster, or if you're a Patreon backer, thank you guys so much. You help me continue to be able to make videos and make content and help me improve the stimulus. And even like when I'm in financial trouble, you guys, this stuff is the stuff that kind of keeps me going and keeps the channel going and make sure that it can survive even if I were to get in financial trouble for some reason. By doing this, you guys make it possible for me to do things like Geek Girl Con, because it's not cheap, let's be honest. I bought an airline ticket, a hotel room, the convention itself is not cheap just to get the booth. I've run electricity to the booth, I've bought merchandise to sell to you guys. It stacks up quite a bit, but by backing the Patreon or buying t-shirts, you guys have helped me grow the channel, and for that I am eternally grateful. So thank you so much. But like I said, I have got to get going because I have actually got to get on the road and complete my 4-hour drive down to Vandenberg. So I just wanted to check in with you guys, tell you what's been going on, where I've been, let you know how excited I am because I am so stoked. I have genuinely missed the stimulus and missed making content, and I'm very excited to get back to it. So keep an eye out for more content soon. Hopefully I will be able to stay on a consistent basis. But like I said, I just wanted to check in, tell you guys that it's back, we're back. So yay! And also tell you thank you for the support, the continued support, despite my inconsistency and falling off the face of the planet for a couple months. But with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Stay well, stay awesome, and I will see you next time.